Do you love Red Dogs Gaming? So do I. Do you love drinking coffee? So do I. Do you drink coffee out of a mug? So do I. So tell me, what are you waiting for? Hey everyone, Rat Dog here, and welcome back. Okay, so this is 7 Days to Die, version 1.0 console edition, PS5 playthrough to be exact. This is going to be a playthrough for beginners. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pause it right here. So I have this on default settings. The only setting I changed was 24-hour cycle. I put it to 120 minutes because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking and a lot of waffling on. And I don't want the time to go by really fast. I want to be able to take my time to explain everything for you. But everything else is actually default. So all those console players that follow me and haven't had a chance to play the computer at all, this is going to be the playthrough for you guys. So we're going to start off by going into the world. So looks like I spawned right on the edge of the desert, and there's a desert city right there. So this playthrough is going to be uncut, and like I said, it's 2 hours long, so each episode is going to be about 45 minutes, and then I'll end the episode right there. Just want to give you every chance to learn this. Hopefully this video will help you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause, and we're going to go up to options. Now, I don't know, these are for people who haven't done this yet or don't know about this. We're going to go to controller, and there's certain things you want to take off. Like there's aim assistance. That one, that's up to you. But what this does, if it's on yes, it'll move your cursor for you a little bit, kind of give you a hand. But I found that when you're meleeing zombies, and let's say your cursor's here because he stands up, especially during Horde Night when you're behind your base and you want to hit them, and they duck, and they drop down and get on all fours like a drunken monkey, your cursor follows them, and you'll have a chance of hitting your base instead of the cursor. So I always turn that off. Another thing I always turn off is sprint lock. Now sprint lock, if you don't know, if it's on and you click your button to sprint, it's going to lock that button into place, and you're not going to realize that you're always sprinting and using up your stamina until you get attacked by zombies and then they kill you. So you want to turn that off because you want to adjust your sprinting for yourself. I'm going to increase loot sensitivity or look sensitivity a little bit, just for hopefully moving this cursor around. You see how slow it is? So I need to look for where the rest of it is. I think interface sensitivity, we'll try that, and maybe cursor and on foot. Okay, so these are the buttons you're using. Now, default sets this as square and this as circle, I believe. You want to change that around. It's completely backwards. If you're used to the old console version, this is just going to drive you crazy. So to change it, you hit X, and then you pick your corresponding buttons, which I'm going to keep it as circle. And that's how it changes. Same thing with your running. Same thing with everything. I keep everything else the same because that's close enough. Now, vehicle, you're going to want to change because it starts off with, forward is the R2, but the turbo is the R3. And that just does not feel right. So I put the turbo back to L3 like it is when you're running. and everything else is okay. Yeah, everything else is okay. So that's basically the options I do. And make sure you go down here and hit apply. There we go. See, now my cursor's moving a little faster. Another thing you want to check is go to general and nope, not that one. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Video. You want to make sure motion blur is turned off. As you see when it's off, here, let me get back out. When you look around, it doesn't look too bad. Things are still kind of clear. If you put motion blur on, it almost feels like you're losing frames. There, we'll put motion blur on. And now look at the difference when you turn. You see how it's all kind of blurry when you're turning? Yeah, it drives me crazy. So that's, personal preferences. That's easy for somebody else to say. So I turn that off. Brightness, I usually keep it 50%. That's good. UI, this is for when you have this screen open. A lot of times when you're at the trader and you open up a screen set at default, it's really hard to read it sometimes. So I do darken it up a little bit just to make it easier to read. And that's it for that. All right. Let's get going. The first thing you want to do is if you change your buttons like I did, you're going to push and hold the square button and you go down here to challenges. Now your first challenge is set up for you. All you have to do is hit triangle to redeem. There you go. And that sets up all your other basic survivals. And it gives you a little list of what you need right here. And at any time you could pick on something and track it. And it'll just have it up here. And it'll actually give you these little icons on where the wood is. And that's really handy for different things. Like later on down here is the honey one. And that's really helpful because you could track that. And if you have a stone axe in your hand, it'll show you where the stumps are. If you get close enough to them. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. Untrack that. Okay. So now we need to gather, well, actually, let me go back to this one and we'll track that because it'll tell you what you need. So, and it shows you exactly where stuff is. So all you gotta do is go up, look around, punch the stuff that they tell you to punch until you've gathered everything. We'll take the stone. That's pretty cool that we're right next to the desert. I am playing on 4K1 because this series is only going to go 7 days. I'm going to only take you through Horde Night. Ooh, feathers. I'm going to wait on those feathers till I make an axe. And I'll show you what I do with the feathers, or the bird's nest. I'm only going to take this series up until day 7. Then after that, you guys are on your own, and I will start a new series of some kind. These are cottons. You always want to get cotton because it's good for making regular bandages right off the bat. And early game, you're gonna bleed a lot. So instead of wasting your bandages, you just use those real quick. As long as you don't need any health, you'll be okay. Sand, I'm not going to pick sand at the moment. First of all, we're right next to the desert. There's plenty of sand there. And 2, I want to save room. My suggestion, if you're just starting out, I would try and save everything. If you have to build a bunch of different boxes, then I would do that. Because there's just about everything you find is useful. So now that it tells you to craft a stone axe. So it'll have this little trophy icon here on things you need to do, and it'll always be at the top waiting for you. So we're going to craft that. And if you push R3, it switches it back and forth. You could also click click the X button and drag it around if you want. Alright, so next thing we need to do is harvest wood and harvest small stones. Now, the harvesting small stones is they want you to find a boulder, not just rocks on the ground. So let's go ahead and knock out this tree. And what we're going to do, we're going to not just get the 10 wood, we're going to chop this entire tree down because you're going to need a lot of wood. We're not going to build a horde base. We're going to live in a POI, and we'll just turn the POI into a makeshift horde base for night 7. I have it on, like I said, I have it on default, so it's only 8 zombies on horde night. So we're not going to get overwhelmed. XP is 100%, so it's not like we're going to be a high game stage by day 7. So day 7 horde, though it will last all night, it's going to be cakewalk. Okay, so show me where a rock is. Show me where a rock is. That's... You didn't show me. How come you didn't have that little icon? Is it because it's still stuck on there? No. Huh, no icon. Okay. Fine then. We didn't want your stinking icon anyways. So guys, leave me something in the comments. Let me know if this is your first time playing, if you did play it on the PC before, or are you excited about the new update for console? Are you still going to play the old update? The old legacy version? Now these little stick branches right here, that's good for wood too. And I'm going to continue these right here. That's good for wood. I'm going to go ahead and get some cotton. Now I need to craft a primitive outfit. So you go up here, well, it actually shows here, but you could also click on clothing, and it only gives you the primitive outfit, but it also gives you the gloves and hoods and stuff like that. So we're going to craft the primitive outfit. We are also going to craft gloves, hood, and shoes. Now you can hold the triangle button, and it brings up your D-pad for quick accessing it. So you hit up while you're holding the triangle button, and that wears it. Boom. We got them all. And look at us. Don't we look sexy? Yeah. All the zombie ladies are going to be wanting us. All right. So the next thing we need to do is build a wooden club, which is right there. We're going to craft that. And we're going to bring that down to our toolbar. All this stuff, I would always keep your bandage on your toolbar. The note from the Duke. Here, we'll go ahead. Oh, can't even read it now, huh? All right, so I'm going to hold the triangle button again and push down, and we're just going to drop it. We could scrap it for paper, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. When you get pine cone seeds or maple seeds, you could just put it down there and replant them using the L2 button. And you can't put them too close together. As you can see, it's red. So we just wait for it to be white, and then we drop those. So next is building a bow. And we're going to craft that. And we're going to quick put that into there. Now we have to craft arrows. So now it's going to show you where the feather, all these little icons will show you where the feathers are, or a bird's nest. So what you want to do is before you pick up the first one, you just kind of want to look around a little bit to see if you see any more of those little icons. Of course, there's none around here. Thanks, game. So no, there's no more around. So usually I look around and just kind of map them in my head so that way I could find them easier. So now there's a trick early game. Well, you could do it late game too, but you don't need to do it late game. So early game, what you want to do is you want to search it. Now you don't want to take those feathers. If you take those feathers, the bird's nest will be destroyed and it'll disappear. What you want to do is exit out of it and grab your stone axe and hit it. As you see, I got 2 feathers out of the deal and a little bit of cloth. Now you can pick up your loot bag and take those 6 feathers. It's just a cheeky way of getting some extra feathers early game, and believe me, you're going to need it. So now we're going to go ahead and take those 8 feathers. You can click it one at a time with these arrows, or you can take this arrow and just click maximum amount and hit craft. And we are good to go. Now it's telling you up there to open up the challenges. So you open up the challenges again. Again, you press square and hold it, and it brings up that little radio, and boom, you can go straight to challenges. Or you can just hit the triangle or square and go up to here to challenges and then click X. Either way, it's just quicker doing the other one. So we'll click on the first one and we'll use the triangle to redeem. That is gather primitive resources using your hands. That one was craft a stone axe and you get 100 XP. That one is harvest small stones and wood. There is your crafting armor. There's your wearing armor. And you got your craft club, your bow, and your arrows. And that'll tell you where your trader is. So we'll redeem that. And it'll also open up all these other challenges. And then I'll give you a little note from Noah. Thanks, Noah. Alright, so now it'll tell you where the trader is. And it is 624 meters that way. So, what we're going to do, we're going to start walking there. And as we're walking there, we're going to gather, we'll pick up stones when we see them. Bird's nest, definitely. These tires, you want to hit these tires because they give you about 5, they give you 3 plastic parts. And plastic parts are very important. You need 100 to build your dew collector. And that is the first workstation that you're going to make is the dew collector. You want to check all the trash. Now nails in this version, unlike the old legacy version, and in fact all the other versions before this one, even Alpha 21, you would use nails to craft storage boxes. That is no longer the case. If you look at recipes, which again you could hold the triangle button and click left on the D-pad, that shows you your recipes. There's nothing really important at the beginning of the game. The only thing that you're going to use nails for relatively early is a workbench. But by the time you have advanced bellows and stuff, but by the time you have the ability to make a workbench, you're going to have a Ford, and you could craft out 100 nails, because I think it takes 100 nails. Yeah, it takes 100 nails. You'll be able to craft out 100 nails out of your workbench in like 2 minutes. So keeping nails, there's absolutely no reason to keep nails now. So hold your triangle button and click right on the D-pad to scrap them. And coffee seeds always good. Coffee's always good. So now also early game, food and drink is very difficult to maintain. You're always hungry. You're always thirsty. Now, one thing that helps is not running. I know it really sucks. I'm going to search that. And I'm going to exit out of there and beat it with my axe. I got 4 feathers out of that one. As much as you're going to want to run, you are going to want to walk. The more you walk, the less food and water you're using. And since we're in this little bit of desert, cactus is a great source for plant fibers, and it gives you yucca fruit. Now, I believe, I'm not sure, they may have changed it. Let me see if I'm reading it. It doesn't look like it has any negative effects. Now, in the past alphas, they made it so if you ate too much yucca fruit, then you would get, I think it was like yucca fruit illness or something like that. So what you're going to want to do is get all these little cactus or cacti. And that's just an extra source of food. It doesn't give you much, but when you have nothing, let me go back to the stats. When you have nothing, one food is better than nothing. So, I mean, you could eat 20 of them and at least go up a little bit. And as you can see, that's why I made this 120 minutes, because I'm going to be doing a lot of waffling. And it's funny, just this little tiny patch of desert, and I'm getting all kinds of good stuff. These little things are good for wood. If you're in the desert and there's not much wood in the desert, you could hit those little things for wood. Those little tree bark or driftwoods. I don't know what exactly you would call them. I think I'll call them driftwood, but there's no water for it to drift. So, I don't know. So we're just going to casually walk. Like I said, I don't want to use too much energy and lower my food and water that quick. And every once in a while we'll hit something and we'll look for bird's nests on the way. Now, I'm not saying to never run, but I'm just saying the first day, food and water is really hard to come by. Unless you get lucky and find a whole bunch of murky water and a cooking pot. And while I'm here, I'm going to take some of these cloths. And there's our first zombie. There's our first zombie. And it is Putrid Girl. So, R2 does a regular attack. L2 does a power attack. Now, a power attack will use up a lot of stamina. Thank you. And she is gone. We do have a little house up there, which we probably might want to stay away from. I'm going to stop and get this rock. So I have some stone on me. You're going to need stone for repairing your tools, making stone arrows, and stuff like that. It's always good to have stone and wood with you, and plant fibers. So now that I have some cotton, I'm going to hold the triangle down and go to recipes. I'm going to turn those into cloth fragments. And I want to see how much cloth fragments I have and how much it takes to make a regular bandage. It takes 10, so we're going to continue grabbing as much cotton as we can because we want to at least have a couple of bandages. Here's another bird's nest. 5 more feathers. And we got 2 more feathers out of there. Oh, that's a journey's end. Oh, that's a really good POI. Unfortunately, you don't want to go in there on day 1. How much wood do I have? 195. Let's go ahead and grab 1 more tree's worth. Then our axe will probably be shot, so we'll go ahead and repair it. Unlike the Legacy version, you can repair this one. You can repair it on Legacy, but you gain levels as the more you build. Because it's learn by building, learn by doing. This version is learn by reading magazines, basically. So, I'm going to go ahead and repair that. And we are going to plant this seed. Sustain some life, as a certain YouTuber says. In fact, ding. There you go. So, let's do a little bit of a jog real quick. And then we have a little half a Zed here. We call him Lieutenant Dan. A lot of people call him Lieutenant Dan. Skippy calls him a tryhard because he tries as hard as he can. Alright, we do have arrows. You always want to be doing something. Always want to stay busy. Always crafting. Now, in the old console version, this was how you sorted your backpack. Well, now it's this one. And I still go over here several times. Alright, let's cruise around. Like I said, I don't want to run too much, because we need all the food and water we can get. I mean, we do have some yucca, but that's only 10 points worth of food. That will not tide us over. So we are gonna again constantly looking for stuff to loot, stuff to pick up, cotton. We can be picking up some goldenrods and chrysanthemums, but we don't need them quite yet. There's another cotton plant that we will grab. A couple. You wanna get as many as you can. We'll leave him. He's not bothering us, so we won't bother him. Rotten flesh. We'll keep rotten flesh. You need those for farm plots. Every tire you come across, you're going to want to break it for the polymers, because you need 100 to make a dew collector. And there's a stump. You want to stop at every stump, especially early, because they have a chance of giving you honey. And infections in this playthrough are really rough. When you have an infection, you have a hard time finding honey. So your best bet is to grab a stump every chance you can. And we are taking as much cotton as we can. Can we actually turn that into cotton now? Or not cotton, but turn it into cloth. And that'll give us... That should give us enough to make 2. So, of course, cars are very useful. And we're getting real close to wrecked. Ooh, we got a repair kit, brass, and rotting flesh. And another stone. And see, when you set your time for 120 minutes, you actually have time to loot stuff and actually walk instead of run and waste all your food, especially early on. There's some more cotton. That's nice. Or cloth, cotton, same thing, I guess. All right, we're going to pick up this stone and check this car. Something good, something good. Another repair kit. Sewing kits. Now these sewing kits, they are good for a couple of things. One, you need them when you're going to start building armor. So let's show you the recipes. Armor crafting kits. A lot of the mods take it, but also you need it for first aid kit, and it stops bleeding and secures lacerations. So if you get a cut, you use a sewing kit, and that stops it instantly. So you're gonna never want to sell sewing kits, and you're never gonna want to just leave them behind. You always want to collect them. So we got Beetlejuice here. Ow! Who's awfully touchy. And now he doesn't have a face. And we got a tweaker guy. Some gas and a shamage. Where are you coming? Where are you going? Now the sandwiches, early game. The sandwiches early game are good to keep, because if you can find some vitamins, you can take vitamins beforehand and not get dysentery. And that can keep you, it does lower your health, but at least you won't starve to death. Okay, we just found our first book. It's a vehicle adventures book. So you want to hit your triangle and read it. We got some more cloth and some gunpowder. Now to take everything, I think I told you that before, it's L3. Just push down your toggle and you will just grab everything. We could run a little bit. You know there's going to be a Z in here. Now if you clear these out, these are noise traps. If you step on them, oh yeah, you could hear somebody there. We got some glue. Glue is like gold in this. Everything takes glue. Everything takes duct tape. Now, to crouch, it's your R3 button, just like it used to be. Oh, there he is right there. So let's see if we get thick right on top of the head. Oh yeah, he didn't like that. Nothing else? Okay. And getting these, clearing these off, obviously stops you from alerting Zeds, but you also get, plastic and cloth from them. So all these, okay. What the hell's going on? Why are you wiggling? Oh, how did he not? How did he not see me? I look like Steve Martin. You dead? Okay. Give my arrow back. Alright, so we're going to want to break into this box. It's working tool stiff, so maybe we'll get something good. And we got building blocks. Alright. That works. We got to make some anyways. Now, all this stuff is worth it, but we don't have a shovel, but we are going to be getting a shovel right now. So after I get a shovel... Now, these will actually give you plastic parts. So early game, when you're trying your hardest to get... No, those give you paper. When you're trying your hardest to get plastic parts to make that dew collector, these little boxes come in handy. Let's see how many we can get out of clearing out this truck. Like I said, you want to get a dew collector as fast as possible. See, this one is just giving paper. There's a little bit of plastic. You want to get it as fast as possible because water is really hard to come by. And murky water doesn't help you at all unless you have a cooking pot. Unless you have a vitamin. But that does take away some of your health. I think it takes away 5 health every time you drink murky water. So if you have bandages and painkillers and stuff like that where you don't, it doesn't matter that you're going to lose health because you can recover, then yeah, pop a vitamin and drink as much murky water as you can. Alright, so I'm up to over 40 plastic parts, or polymers, whichever you want to call them. 44. Let's go ahead and get these last couple of boxes, and then we'll go talk to Trader Rect. And 48. Almost. See, we're gonna get 50 just by clearing out this truck. So we are halfway to a dew collector. How nice. Now after I go to Trader Rect, I won't come back and get this. I'll do it when we come back to clear. When we come back to him. So let's run in there. Oh, these gore blocks, you also want to get these because you want to be able to get a bone knife as soon as possible. It takes 5 bones to make 1 knife. And since some universe of some kind that makes sense, but I guess in this universe it makes sense. The 7 Days to Die universe. Yeah, you need 4 bones to make 1 knife. Okay, and we got a barbed wire mod schematic. That is nice. I'd rather have the actual mod, but we'll take that. Lead and springs. Now, we're getting a little encumbered. Springs, you will need them later on, but at first you don't need them. So you can go ahead and scrap them for iron. And anything else, we really don't need the crushed sand to begin with. And we'll keep everything else. In fact, let's throw some of this stuff down here so that way we are not encumbered. We'll keep our food down here. And so that noise you hear is signaling that it's 12 o'clock. So if you're not paying attention to time, you could just go by the sounds. All right, so for Forged Ahead books, those are the ones we need. We're going to open up the dew collector by reading this. So that is why it's important to get scrap polymers. You're going to need scrap polymers, you're going to need duct tape, and short iron pipes. And there's your short iron pipes. So we need now some duct tape, and we'll be able to make a dew collector for whenever we find a place to stay. Can't loot that. Can't loot that. There's a chem station on this side. And nothing but chrysanthemums. We don't really need it. We can't make tea at the moment. There is nothing in here normally. We have some trash over here. And I will take the stone, because we always have some, and the cloth fragment. Hopefully we'll have another forge book in here. Yes, we do. We'll read that. Cement's concrete mix is really good, because we could add that to our horde base. Or to wherever we live and just kind of beef up the place. You can't loot that. There's usually nothing in here. Chicken coops, there's usually nothing in there. I guess his chickens ran away because he's such an ass. They don't even want to hang out with him. Small food pile. That'll give me a can of sham. I'm going to just go ahead and eat that. You kind of want to eat any food that you find, because your food, here's your food bar right down here. Your food drops so quick, especially when you're running around. That's why I said kind of walk around for a while. Don't use up all your food and water right off the bat, because they're really hard to find sometimes. This has some luggage right here, and we have a book. Rifle World. All right, and I believe that's the door we came in on, so that is everything. So I'm just going to casually walk. In this place, even though it looks like there's a lot of stuff to loot, there's really nothing to loot. This trash can, sometimes you can loot. The only thing to loot is up here, which is usually murky water in here. Sometimes, oh yeah, that's the first time that's been open for me. Okay, so nails we're not gonna keep. We'll keep everything else. And in fact, now I could build, and that's it here. Now, hold the triangle down, go to recipes, and now I can make a bone knife. And we'll throw that down on the bar. We'll actually drop those just so we're not as encumbered. And that is it. But every once in a while, this shelf right here, you could actually loot.
Make it snappy. I gotta take
Talk
a
to
crap.
Rec. Talk to Rec. Okay. Search metal shelves. So every once in a while, you can get to this. What do you got? Just stuff. Cobblestone and more wood. More wood is always good. Free wood
You
is
think
always
you're pretty
good.
smart now, don't you?
So,
Here's your pay, Einstein.
thank you. So he's going to give you a shovel. That's great. And then you got any special jobs, and it'll be the intro
Listen
buried
up,
supplies.
jackass. You want work? Then show some respect.
I'm,
Can't say I'm not surprised.
I'm talking here. I'm talking to my people. I'm not talking to you. Schmuck. Okay, so we're
You
going to
got
check his
money this
inventory,
time, or you just here
because
to
we're
piss
gonna
me off?
kind of sell as much as we can. So brass, we're only going to go to day 7, so I'm not going to need the brass. So I'm going to sell all the brass. Iron arrowheads, I will keep those. Radiator, I will sell that. We'll bring our shovel down. And gas, I don't think I can sell, right? No. Gunpowder, I can't sell. There's really nothing we can sell. Paper, can we sell paper? Yeah. And then that we'll just donate to his cause. All right. That's everything, I guess.
Be careful out there.
All right.
You wouldn't want to get hurt.
Let's not run. Let's figure out where his little quest is. Little quest is on this side. Not too far away. That's not too bad. And it is going to be a food crate, but there's probably just going to be a murky water, a sandwich, and some rotten flesh. So it's not going to be anything fine and dandy for us, life-saving, like grilled meat or a hobo stew or something that'll really help us. But it's just something we have to take care of and get it over with. Then we'll take another quest, and we'll use that that POI that we find as our primary base. Hopefully it's somewhere close to him. And he doesn't send us like a kilometer away. Again, close it and beat it. So I got 3 extra feathers that time. How many feathers do I have? I got 11. There's some more. What I want to do, I want to take those iron arrowheads and make some arrows out of them. 1 feather. That's okay. At least we'll get a couple more. We got 3 more out of that one. So we're close to 20. And look at it. That's the burnt biome. What the hell was that? That was strange. Do I have enough cloth now? Yes, I do have enough cloth. Let's take care of this guy first. Or girl. Hi, Lois. Okay, let your stamina build back up. Oh, we gotta spend points too. All right, let's spend some points. Now, there's not a wrong way of doing this. What you want to do, or what I usually do, I mean, you could go into anything you want. The very good perks are parkour. You want to first Master Chef is really good. Miner 69er, all that stuff is good. But you want to figure out what kind of melee weapons you're going to do. So let's just go with the club. What I usually do, and I'm not saying there's a wrong way or a right way. You can do it any way you want. What I do is I put my first 2 points into strength. And then my next 2 points into pummel Pete. The reason why I do that is it reduces your stamina when you're... See, oops. My finger slipped. So, on Thug, stamina is reduced by 15% and power attacks by 30%. Plus, you find more clubs in loot. So, stamina is such a big thing early game that I tend to just put the first 4. I put 2 into either that or Skull Crushers or Spear Masters or whatever, and then 2 in the attributes. And that helps with stamina when you're fighting. Otherwise, 3 swings and you're tired, and then all of a sudden you're getting hit. But looking at the time, looks like we are out of time for this episode. I want to keep the episodes, relatively 45 minutes long, since I'm not doing any editing. So we'll pick this up at right where we left off. Well, I'll probably go to the dig quest, and I will see you in episode 2 right there. So if you like what you saw, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this so far. Let me know if you stayed till the end. Let's see. I'm going to throw color out there. Color purple. Let me know in the comments if you're here and you know what color I'm talking about. So, thanks everybody for hanging out with me, and we'll see you in the next episode. So, stay safe and peace out.
To my domain if you dare. Expect the unexpected, I just don't care. I'll keep you on your toes, always beware. You never know what'll come your way from this unpredictable display. Laughter, tears, of blood, that's my play. I'm the supreme bullshit artist, no doubt. My tongue lashing cuts like the verbal rounds. 7 days to die is my day shout. Masked in many facades that freely glow, slashing through your pathetic final notes. Empathy's not in my repertoire, so you can forget. You never know what'll come your way from this unpredictable display. Laughter, tears, of blood, that's my play. I'm the supreme bullshit artist, no doubt. My tongue lashing cuts like the verbal rounds. 7 days to die is my day shout. That's all you'll get. All this smart ass, no mercy yet. your trail.